Hi everybody, I'm here today to show you the use of the control board of BF line, the Primax entry-level blast chillers, which is available in 3, 5 and 10 levels. Control board stays the same and is very easy to use, very user-friendly, because all you need to do is press start-stop to wake up the machine from the standby mode. It will show 18 degrees now, which is the internal temperature. And after you wake up the machine, first thing to do is, of course, pre-cool the cabinet. Pre-cooling the cabinet, you do it by pressing for 1 second, one snowflake. You will see it will flash the cycle for the pre-cooling. The pre-cooling goes to plus 5 degrees, but you can adjust it. You can modify it very easily going into the parameter settings. Okay, after pre-cooling, now I stop the cycle. Let's say it has been done. You select what you want to do by choosing blast chilling, 1 snowflake, shock freezing, 3 snowflakes. Let's say you want to cool down a product to 3 degrees. Okay, the function is blast chilling. You press, you will see lighting up 3 degrees, which is the goal, the end temperature inside the product measured by the core thermometer. How does it work? You go down to 3 degrees in the shortest possible time, and using an air temperature which has been set in 2 different ways, and I will show you later what is one type of blast chilling and what is the other type of blast chilling. Well, again, press 1 time, you see lighting up 3 degrees air end temperature measured by the core probe. You press another time the same button, you see 90 minutes. This is the standard HACCP time to blast chill any product. After you select by core thermometer or by time, you start the cycle just by pressing start stop. Okay, this is the first instruction. You can modify the ending temperature. If 3 degrees is too cold, you can raise it up to 10 degrees, for example. Or you put it back if you are not convinced. 3 degrees is the standard ending temperature measured by the core thermometer, but if you press another time, you have 90 minutes, adjustable as well. Just arrow up and down before you start the cycle. Okay, this was blast chilling. Blast chilling by core thermometer, by time. Of course, when the machine is reading through the core thermometer 3 degrees in the core, the machine will switch to conservation mode. It will work like a fridge. In how long? Depends. It depends because a thick product takes more time to reach 3 degrees, a thin product less time. So using the core thermometer, the machine will stop the blast chilling cycle when the core thermometer is reading 3 degrees. Okay, after that, conservation at positive temperature, 3 degrees again. If you run a timed cycle, because you're not using the core thermometer, this 90 minutes will go in a countdown. When the countdown from 90 reaches 0, the machine will switch to conservation mode. Easy, simple. Let's make it more complicated. You have blast chilling, okay, 1 snowflake, core thermometer, time, okay, but you see here soft and hard. Soft is what activates as standard. So when you press +3, so blast chilling, and start, it will run a soft cycle. Why soft? In blast chilling, soft means that you use delicate air temperatures around 0 degrees. You keep this air temperature around 0 degrees until you reach 3 degrees in the core. But if you press hard, you will see hard is showing up here. What will happen is that the machine will use in the first phase more aggressive temperatures, okay, and then it will go on the soft blast chilling mode with delicate air temperatures. Why this? Using aggressive air temperature, you will reduce the time of the total cycle, because colder the air, faster the blast chilling. That's simple. But there is one important consideration. So for which products do you use soft and for which products do you use hard? You use soft for thin cut products, for vegetables, for rice, for pasta. So all the products which are more or less delicate and will not like to be mistreated by too low temperatures. For example, vegetables contain chlorophyll, the green color. If you freeze it, the chlorophyll turns brown, so you have an aesthetic damage, which you want to avoid. So you use the soft cycle. So select and start is soft. Select, press twice, it's hard. So first phase more aggressive and then second phase more delicate. This was the blast chilling. The shock freezing, you just press 3 snowflakes. You'll see all this flashing up with the same logic. Core thermometer, press another time, countdown. For blast chilling, the countdown is 90 minutes. For shock freezing is 4 hours. These are the HACCP guidelines, which you can adjust very easily. Both the time, if you use the cycle by time, or if you use the core thermometer. You see the goal is reaching -18, but if the customer wants to reach -20 or -25 or whatever, just set it here and then press start and you will activate the cycle. There is also for the shock freezing soft and hard. Soft is for hot products. Pay attention. Hot products, when you use a very aggressive air temperature, which in the case of shock freezing will go to -40. This is -18. That's the goal. Reaching in the core -18, which means freezing totally the product, is the goal. But you will use -40, around -40, let's say -37, -36, or -38, -40. Depends on the room temperature. Never give an exact number, because if the room is very warm, you will never reach -40. Okay, I was saying shock freezing, soft and hard. Well, when you first press the snowflakes, switching core thermometer or time, the cycle will run in hard mode. What does it mean? Hard means that the machine will reach the lowest internal temperature using all the power of the compressor. So you will go to -35, 36, -40, as I said. Okay. This is good for gelato, for pastries from room temperature or fridge temperature, and products which are cold already, cold again, or at room temperature. If you use minus 35, minus 40 air temperature on hot products, for example a cheesecake, it will take a very long time. Why? Because using minus 40 means that you will first freeze the outside, and then freezing the outside, the frozen part will insulate the inside, trapping the heat. This is what we call igloo effect. Igloo effect. Why igloo effect? Because Eskimos live in igloos. Igloos are made of ice. Ice insulates, so the internal temperature in the igloo is much higher, much warmer, relatively warmer, compared to the outside. We have the same effect with food. If you use aggressive air temperature on hot food, you freeze outside. Outside will insulate because it's frozen. The inside will stay warm. So to avoid this, you run a shock freezing soft cycle, which you need to activate. How? Shock freezing, core thermometer, soft, and start. The machine in this case will run the cycle in 2 phases. The first phase will be with a gentle air temperature, so to remove all the heat from inside the product. And the second phase will switch to the standard shock freezing, so the hard shock freezing, using the lowest possible temperature. In this way, blast chilling first and shock freezing after, and these 2 phases are combined, I say it again, in the shock freezing soft cycle. The total time for shock freezing will be much shorter than using the shock freezing hard, which means minus 40 for the whole time. Okay, I will send you anyway the chart with some graphics showing exactly the behavior of the temperatures during blast chilling soft, blast chilling hard, shock freezing soft, and shock freezing hard. It will all be there. Okay. One more thing, or 2 more things. If during the day you run continuously cycles and you see an important amount of frost on the evaporator, you need to defrost. Defrost how? It's a passive defrosting mechanic which works by activating the fan inside the cabinet, the big fan you see on the evaporator, without switching on the cooling system. Okay, and you need to open the door. How to activate? You simply press arrow up, keep it pressed. You will see DBF lighting up, and when you open the door, the machine will do the defrosting. Defrosting takes normally 30 minutes, and but you can stop it or before time, or you can adjust the time according to the room temperature. Remember to keep the door open. Okay, last thing, but don't abuse it, because it could be dangerous when you touch the parameters, if you don't have in front of you the whole list, because then you need to double check and set everything back to the factory settings. Anyway, let's stop the cycle, the defrost, keep pressed. I switched off the machine, switch on again by keeping pressed. Arrow up, arrow down, 5 seconds, parameters, and then you scroll up and down, modify the parameter according to the book, and confirm. And that's it. Thank you for your attention.